What up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of TeaLity Unfiltered, the show where we spill the tea, call out the myths, and give reality TV the report card it deserves. Every Tuesday, we breaking down the biggest moments from your favorite reality shows with honest opinions, a little bit of shade, and absolutely no filter. This week, we're talking Baddies USA Chapter 2, Baddies Gone Wild, Bad Boys Dominican Republic, Mean Boys Mean Girls, Bad Bitches Only, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll hand out TeaLity Verdicts, crown our MVP of the week, expose the clown of the week, and decide which storyline needs to be retired immediately. So, grab your little shot, grab a blunt. I don't care what you grab. I don't care what you sip, because tea is already hot. The opinions are hotter, and we're getting into it. This is TeaLity Unfiltered. Alright, y'all. Man, let's get into it. I'm not even gonna hold y'all too long. So, Baddies USA, the episode was exactly what you expect. Nothing but chaos from the moment that it started. So, we opened back up with them at the radio station. And before the interview could even get going, Summer is already refusing to leave the set so that the other ladies could come on the set and do their interview. Natalie tried to warn that girl that, her being there is not a good look. She should leave, especially since she already did an interview prior to them getting there. But you already know someone trying to hear that shit. She popped her shit while them people was there, and the shit was fucking live. That's the crazy part. But anyway, Rolly Diamond, Tavy, and Dolly, and Cole Killer, they all walk in. The energy shifts immediately. Words was exchanged, things were said, and then Diamond got so fucking tired of the shit, she threw a water bottle at Summer, and that shit hit her so fucking hard. And it's kind of like, I understand the frustration because it's like, we're here to do a job, and you here to create mess. But at the same time, Diamond talking about, oh, let us be professional because I'm trying to promote my music. No, in that moment, you was provoking violence because you threw a bottle. If you was there to be professional, you should have just stayed quiet. I'm going to just be real. But anyway, all of that ended with Summer being put out, banging on the glass, talking shit. And that was really pretty much it. They did the interview. The host asked Dolly a question about Summer and Lex and all that about letting them fight. And she said, well, I wasn't there. And if I was, it wouldn't have went down like that. And then, of course, Scotty is brought up and Rolly was just over it. She was like, we're not going to sit here and talk about Scotty in a negative way and this, that, and the third. So she grabbed her purse, got up, left, and went in the sprinter. And the interview pretty much kept going, and then it ended. Next. Now, one thing I will say that I noticed this episode is that this episode really was about Summer. Because Summer became the center of damn near every conflict. Whether she created the shit on camera or not, the shit just kept finding her. And at some point, that stops feeling entertaining and starts feeling repetitive. Now, Pressure, bitch, what the fuck did you have on? Like, what was that outfit? Because it wasn't giving, babe. In every episode, she talking like she's the biggest threat in the room. But we all have been sitting here watching Pressure. You've been getting your ass tagged. Sorry. Sorry. Not sorry. Next. The funniest part of the episode, for real, had to be Wet sliding through that gate. And the security trying to come behind her. He almost got stuck. That shit was hilarious. Wet funny as fuck. Towards the end of the show, though, things really picked back up. Natalie decided to fuck with Biggie, saying that she a diva and she don't stand on business, which is very much contradicted. Because, ma'am, you've been on that show for how long? And you fought maybe a couple people, but you're not really on big business like that, ma'am. So Natalie, sit your ass down. Because you a diva your goddamn self. But what I didn't like in that scene, though, is that Tasiki was sitting up there making side comments while Natalie and Biggie were going back and forth. And I feel like, Tasiki, you need to start licking ass at this point, girl. And you need to just sit down and let other people fight their own battles, because I'm about tired of you now. And then K. Rican and Tinkerbell. Like, this shit starting to get aggravating. Y'all fought at the reunion and y'all fought before the reunion, so it's kind of like redundant at this point. And I feel like Pink need to find somebody else to fight. And then you sliding people wigs up the crack of your ass. We all know you stink, so you need to cut that. You need to cut that. That's fucking retarded. But the shit feel recycled, and it feel like y'all pulling straws for fucking shit that ain't done no more. She said she ain't talk about your child. You feel like she did. How many times we gonna go through this? Wrap the shit up. Find another storyline. And the episode really pretty much closed with fights left and right. Ciroc tried to rush Mariah Lynn into Seki had hit her in the face or whatever, and they went a round or two. She pulled that girl wig over her head, got the meet. But then, Taseki hit her real hard in the face and it ended. But I feel like Mariah Lynn was the one popping her mouth the most. Why you didn't let her fight? That's kind of like what Anna, when Anna was on the show, you never let her really fight her battles. You always wanted to step in. Sometimes being a friend that know how to fight, you get used most of the time. So I think you need to sit this one out and find you somebody else to beef with, because your beefs don't even be organic. So the episode overall, it was short on action. But I think the biggest issue right now is that too many of the conflicts are starting to feel like they're happening because they expect too much. And then on top of that, there's too many bitches on the show as it is. So it's like y'all trying to find stuff to keep the show going. I really feel like Baddies has really come to an end, because the way that it originally fucking started was about the bag. Now, in order for you to get the bag, you have to fight for the bag. Y'all better go to MMA, go box, go do something else. But this show was supposed to be about girls getting a bag. Y'all lost the plot. So that's all I gotta say on Baddies, because the episode pretty much was boring. And another funny part I forgot to mention was Amber on that piano singing about Neek ducking Rick. That shit was hilarious. But overall, the fucking episode was kind of boring. It had its moments, but it was boring. So the verdict I would give that was messy with a little entertainment. Now let's get into Baddies Gone Wild, because this episode had me laughing more than anything. We pick right back up with Lauren's side and Leandra's side still at each other's necks. And before I know it, Milani, aka Roger from American Dad, yeah, I said it, you threw juice at baby Tyson, and then a fight was going on. I ain't even gonna lie. That fight gave comedy. It was funny. It was all over the place. I really don't feel like nobody did nothing with that because it was lame. Lauren finally explained that she did throw Leandra shit in the bush, but she said why. And I understand it. Like, bitch, you been around me half the damn season, and I've been protecting your ass and shit, and you treating this shit like it's a fucking vacation when we supposed to be filming the show. So she was like, bitch, you really need to go home and give somebody else the opportunity that really want it. And I'm just gonna keep it short. Like, Becky, can't stand you. You a bully. I don't give a fuck what you say, bitch. You a bully. You even said it yourself when you were fighting Tyson. Talking about, I look like a bully. I look like, girl, you give too much at one time. Real heavy hitters don't do all that talking. You just do too much. And yeah, you beat Baby Tyson or whatever. I give you that, but I understand why fans keep calling you a bully, because that's the energy you give, mama. And then some of them other fights just felt forced, though. Like Dava and Alani. No. Marie Minks continues to prove that being the biggest person in the room doesn't make you the best fighter, because Lauren handled you several times, mama. You big for nothing. And then the person that disappointed me the most was Leandra, because you started all the confusion by going to them girls saying that, oh, my makeup is missing. And then you don't stand on your own business about your shit. Because really and truly, when Lauren said what she said, you should have ran up in her shit. But you didn't, And then when they tried to fight you, Baby Tyson and Lauren, you was PC'd up, man. Don't let them hit me. I don't want to be touched. It was just like, girl, get off. Just get off the fucking show. Like, you bring nothing to the show. You cute or whatever, but you bring nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you be crying and hiding your hand, and I don't like that. I feel like you and G Baby is the same. Y'all don't do shit. Y'all don't do nothing. And now Baby Tyson, I'm gonna give it to her. She might not win every fight, but that little bitch got hurt. And that I can respect. And I also have to say this, I love the security confessionals. I feel like they need to do more of that because them folks funny and they be giving their tea, the real tea, especially behind them fights. But overall, it was a solid episode. It had drama, funny moments, and nonstop action. But more than anything, it shows me who really willing to stand on business and who only loud when security is around. So, the verdict on that show was, if you haven't seen it, you go watch it. Hey, let's switch over to Bad Boys, Dominican Republic. And honestly, this episode could have been an email because it was boring. So let's see who fought Adonis and Wesley Snipes. Oh shit, my bad. My bad, y'all. Island Boy. And one word to describe that fight, I ain't gonna lie, it was boo, blah, rotten tomatoes. They could have kept that. Then Banger, the big banger at that, and Shamar were trying to have a conversation, but Adonis somehow ended up arguing with Banger over $20, an alleged setup, and somebody's mama. Before I knew it, they were fighting too. My reaction to that fight, boo, next. Prince showed up, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I fell asleep on him like I did during his Love Hip Hop days. He boring to me. And Cozy, Cozy, I'm gonna say this respectfully, as somebody from New Orleans. You are not putting on for the city, sir. We had to say goodbye to No Limit and Cash Money Legends eventually, but baby, this ain't it. Outside of that scene with the jackasses, you've been giving me absolutely nothing. Even that fight with Noel, child boo. The episode finally woke up in the sprinter. Seth got mad at Corey because he touched his neck. Corey tried to brush it off, but Seth kept talking, and then boom, fist straight to the fucking face. They get to fighting. And then the other sprinter, that shit was confusing because, John, why do you even care about what Adonis did to someone else? Let that person figure that shit out on their own because it actually happened to them, not you. And then you kept talking. And then when Buddy said, you must want to fight, you backed down real quick. You were like, oh, no, I'm not trying to do all that. Then why are you pressing him? Like, I bet you if it was Sace or whatever that boy name is, I bet you would have jumped up quick to try to hit that man. Like, it gave pick and choose. And it's not a good look for you, John. And I feel like the only reason why he had something to say to Adonis is because Lynx was like, shit, y'all in the same weight class. Shit, this is going to be a good fight that I want to see. That's the only reason why you had so much to say. But you wouldn't run trying to do shit, John. And I'm about tired of you anyway. Overall, the episode didn't really do much for me. It felt like everybody was trying to create moments instead of letting shit just happen naturally. So, my verdict on that show is skip this week and catch next week episode because that's where the drama is. It looked like John gonna be getting into it with Jada with Corey, and it's just Sace tried to hit Corey in the club. That's what it showed. So it seemed like it's more drama next week. This one was a little lackluster. It was, especially by it being the type of show that it is. Yeah, it was kind of boring. But yeah, watch next week. Maybe they'll do better. All right, now we moving on from Zeus, and we finna go to Now That's TV. Mean Boys, Mean Girls, and honestly, the episode was pretty short. The Twin Tower sisters opened the episode complaining about wearing heels and why they couldn't fight. Baby, if y'all knew y'all was on a fighting show, why the hell would you wear heels and not bring tennis shoes? The whole scene was a snooze for me. Y'all was boring. I feel like maybe later on in the season, y'all might show something, but in this one, y'all gave nothing. De Niro versus Draco was probably one of the better moments because De Niro had old girl moving like she was getting jumped. That girl was trying to run from her. She was like, what the fuck? Now I have to pause because something happened that we all need to talk about. Zanaya Winter and Mumek. Baby, Them wigs are not it. Them bitches were giving beauty supply clearance wreck. And while we still here on y'all ass, y'all hoes need to learn how to sit with a skirt on. Cause the whole time y'all was sitting there, all I seen was cat, boo. That ain't cute. Y'all claim y'all bitches, y'all bad bitches, y'all this, y'all that. Child, be a lady. And on top of that, I can't stand y'all hoes, no way. Castellea and De Niro tried to get to BCB when they came in the classroom on that. But of course, security was doing their job at the time, so nothing happened. And Milan, Christopher Milan, is a sex education teacher. Sir, respectfully, nobody asked you for that. And please go on, because nobody likes you. Okay? Nobody likes you. Now, with this episode, it was kind of boring until recess. And when recess happened, that's when shit went down. It was fight after fight after fight after fight. Like, Josh got swung around. Wolf got involved. The Neverfold twins brought their usual chaos. And BCB, them asses got torn. They got their ass torn. They was so fucking mad about that. Them hoes were crying, screaming, throwing shit. I was so happy because, like, I am so tired of them. You feel me? I'm tired of all three of them, but specifically tired of Zanaya. Because, bitch, boo. But overall, that episode, it was alright. It wasn't my favorite, but it was alright. And I feel like this, if you haven't watched it, skip it. Unless you just want to see the recess fight. But if you gonna watch it, be prepared to be bored for like maybe half of it. And I'm gonna just keep it honest. Alright, next up is Bad Bitches Only. And I'm not gonna hold y'all, this episode really didn't move me. We pick back up with them up there talking over tea, spilling the tea. And it goes back to Slim throwing a drink at JG. And respectfully, I feel like she needed that. Especially because, like, you came at old girl like crazy, especially since you did mention or act like you was gonna have folks back and all that in the beginning, but girl, whatever, you did switch up. After that, we had Ghetto Barbie doing what she does best, arguing with everybody. At this point, that's just part of the show. Then Legacy and Bossy Cash started arguing, and I'm like, ugh, boo. Bitch, next. Find something else. Now I have to talk about Big Lex. Because I really tried to give her a chance, especially when she was on Jocelyn's Cabaret. But she's just not doing it for me. She comes across very jealous of other women, especially bad bitches. Like, it's a show about bad bitches. Why are you sitting up here complaining about other bad bitches? One week you were complaining about a bitch shorts. And it's like you have some type of hatred or you on a mission when it comes to Legacy. And I just don't understand that. And you just don't get no respect from me overall because you really feel like you that bitch. And if you was that bitch, why is you on this show as a cast member and not the host? Next. And then most of the episode pretty much dragged on until Big Lex decided to attack LaRue from the back with a shoe, which is sad. Then Cartier tried to run up on Ghetto Barbie over that rock situation. And girl, that run up was so fucking slow. I don't know if your diaper was full, bitch. Your ass was drooping, but girl, that run up was sad. No, ma'am, don't do that no more. Slim versus JG, I'm tired. Next storyline, please find somebody else. Bossy Cash and Legacy, now that fight was ridiculous. And it ended with Legacy scraping damn near half of her fucking arm up. You feel me? And having to be treated. And Bossy, girl, you fight like, I can't even describe what the fuck you fight like. Bitch, you run up slow. You swing your arm slow. Bitch, you fight like a cat. Like, I don't get it. But you wasn't getting. Overall, if I was casting this show, I ain't gonna lie, I would make a whole bunch of cuts. I'd keep Sav, LaRue, Pretty P, Caribbean, Slim, and Ghetto Barbie because they actually bringing something to the show right now. And as for anybody else, if I ain't say your name, you need to give more. And stop just being pretty. Give more. You know, show me something. You ain't gotta fight nobody, but just, show why you a bad bitch. Because being a bad bitch don't mean you have to fight for it. Really, on all these shows, you really ain't gotta fight, but that is the format and the program you under. So that's where I'm at with Bad Bitches Only. And I don't even give it a verdict. You just watch it if you want to, if you really into that show. But they could have gave more. Really could have gave more. All right, y'all. Last but definitely not least, we're gonna talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The ladies finally made it to Scotland, and I ain't gonna lie, that mansion that they were staying in, it gave very much haunted house, haunted mansion. It gave haunted. It was beautiful, but that bitch looked haunted. And then first things first, even though I don't like you, ma'am, Shamia, congratulations on getting a role in Pinky's play or movie, whatever the fuck she got going on. Congratulations, ma'am. Kelly opened up about everything she been dealing with, like Phaedra helping her not being able to film with her daughters, and her recent move. Meanwhile, Angela started talking about feeling unsupported by the group, and she felt like nobody really have her back outside of Drew. And Kelly had to remind her that, babe, I had your back when that man came to my party talking about your husband was doing things. And so, yeah. Then, here we go again. Angela versus Shamia. Again. At this point, I'm tired. I know y'all tired. But this time, Angela was accusing Shamia of allegedly being paid by a man named George, whoever the fuck he is, for something way beyond charity work. Baby, I was just sit there shaking my head because why are we even going with this storyline anymore? One thing Cynthia pointed out that I thought was interesting was how the energy of the group seems to depend on how Shamia is feeling. If Shamia is happy, then the group is happy. But if she's not happy, it's a lot of chaos within the group. So I'm happy Cynthia pointed that out because I agree. Fast forward to the dinner. Kelly, that outfit wasn't made for you, friend. Sorry. Dinner itself wasn't given much until the conversation shifted to which housewife dated a woman. They all went amongst the table. And Drew, in true Drew fashion, she loves to rewrite history and make it seem like she never talked to a woman, never thought about dating a woman. Girl, in season, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Don't even much worry about it. Never mind. And then Angela confronted Shamia about talking to her daughter. And Shamia apologized, but then quickly went straight back to the text messages with Ashley. And let me tell y'all something. When Shamia let Pinky read them text messages, I could have really just got up and went to use the bathroom, fixed a sandwich, grabbed me something to drink, took a long stretch, and sat back down. And Pinky ass still would have been reading them short ass messages. Like, girl, wrap that shit up. Overall, this episode had some nice scenery, but the drama isn't moving forward. Angela and Shamia need a brand new storyline because we've been going in circles, and at this point, retire the lapdog and Sasquatch comments. We get it. The episode closed with Kelly dealing with blog rumors about millions of dollars, the ladies rallying around her, and her making up with Portia. Well, for right now, at least. So the verdict is Scotland is beautiful. Now, can somebody please give me a new storyline? Because it's like y'all pulling on straws too, just like Baddies. So, because the only thing I'm looking forward to next week for real, and I think half of us is waiting to see what the fuck did Portia's mom do to Shamia's mom. Like, that seemed to be the most thing that we care about at this point. You feel me? So, y'all stay tuned to next week. Y'all know we're going to be back next week. We're going to be talking about these shows again, and we're going to see if they did better than this week. Now, before I let y'all go, I have a TeaLity award that I want to give out. Well, several awards, should I say. The first one is the MVP of the week. The cast member who stood on business, entertained the audience, or even surprised me the most goes to Baby Tyson. Because like I said, she may not win every fight, but one thing she do is stand on big business and stand 10 toes down. The clown of the week, the person who embarrassed themselves the most, in my opinion, I would say John. Because if you're going to check somebody, then check them. Don't backpedal. The most tired storyline, we already know Angela and Shamia enough. We get it. Find something else. The fight of the week, though, the fight that delivered, I'm going to say was when Becky and all of them tried to jump Diva and Baby Tyson. And both of them motherfuckers stood on business. Man, when Baby Tyson ran up on Milani with that, that was it for me. That was it for me. Because that little bitch needed that. Milani needed that because your mouth too big. And bitch, you been on injury reserve just like Diva. So I don't know why you talking. Anyway, the read of the week, like the funniest confessional, comeback, or insult, I'm going to just get that to my girl, Portia and Phaedra, because their confessionals, they just be funny. They just naturally funny. Everything they say is funny. And who needs to go home? The cast member bringing the least to the show. So if we talking about baddies, I feel like half of the cabaret and Now That's TV girls need to go back to y'all network. You know, y'all go back to y'all shows. Oh, I forgot cabaret is shut down for now. So y'all don't have anything going other than baddies. But I feel like, shit, y'all have enough experience to open up y'all own cabaret, to be honest. And Now That's TV girls, they don't belong over there with baddies because, shit, they really be thumping. And them baddies girls, they be picking and choosing sometimes. So that's all I'm going to say. And John really need to go home off Bad Boys. You, Sace need to go home. Because I feel like they setting it up for Jonathan to get there. That's if Jonathan is out. But it's just like, everybody could go home and we can all start over at this point. Because y'all not standing on shit. And my final thoughts on this shit is, I want more. I want them to give me more. You feel me? Because at this point, I'm about to like end my subscription for most of this shit because they're not giving. So that's my TeaLity report card for the week. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree because I already know that when y'all start commenting, it's going to be a mess. I see y'all Friday for TeaLity Unwind. For those that are millennials, I see y'all Friday. Until next week, y'all stay safe, stay real, and keep thinking for yourself.